Hi, everybody, and good morning. It is Wednesday, February 15th. I hope everyone had a good Valentine's Day, that you enjoyed the Super Bowl. That feels like a long time ago at this point. Great game, lots of good food. I don't know how you felt about the halftime show. Everyone seemed to be a little bit mixed about it. But good morning and welcome. I'm glad that a bunch of you are on here with me. Can you hear and see me okay? Somebody let me know if everything is coming through all right on your end. Wait just a minute to check. Great. All right. Thank you for letting me know. That's perfect. Okay, wonderful. I'm glad it's all coming through fine. So we are in week number 6. Hard to believe that we only have a little more than 2 weeks left of our very short 8-week class that we have together. So what I want to do is go over what we have going on this week. Of course, I'll give you the extra credit question for joining me, a couple of quick reminders, and then we will be done. So kind of a short and sweet following our normal format here. So let's go ahead and go over to Canvas together. And right now we are in weeks 5 and 6. So we're in that 2-week chunk of weeks 5 and 6. So if you haven't started on the materials for week 5, remember that they are still due by this Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. So everything for weeks 5 and 6 is due by this Sunday, the 19th at 11:59, p.m. So for last week, we were looking at chapters 9 and 10 on motivation and emotion, discussions 9 and 10 related to that, and then you had the little self-assessment that I gave you, kind of reflecting on your scores as we passed the halfway point of the semester class for us. This week, we have 2 other very core topics for week number 6. So we're looking at chapter 11 on human development and chapter 12 on personality. Again, 2 very kind of solid core topics for psychology. So as always, make sure that you read chapter 11 and 12 in the ebook on the ebook site. As always, you'll also want to go through the lectures and watch the lecture videos. So as you go through the lecture for chapter 11, remember the first page is always objectives and summary that you can read or listen to. On the second page here, I have a little video that I put together of a song, 100 Years for Five by Five for Fighting, that kind of highlights some of the developmental stages, I think kind of a good connection to our class. A little bit about pregnancy, childbirth, gender, aging, and Alzheimer's on the Beyond the Book page here. In pop culture, lots of movies highlighting being a teenager, aging, a couple things kind of down here, a video kind of trying to make light of the stages that we go through as we cope with or react to the idea of death. On the next page, key terms and review, all the terms you need to know for this chapter. And then finally, on the last page, for application, what to expect during and after pregnancy, playing with children, and keeping your mind sharp, improving mental fitness. So click on everything, read all of it, explore all the links, watch the videos. Again, all of that is going to help you with understanding the materials. You'll want to do the same for chapter 12 on personality. Again, going through the objectives and summary. The Beyond the Book page here, I have a video. It's my most popular video. It's like had, I want to say like 28,000 people have viewed it or something like that, which is crazy to think that 28,000 people have listened to me talk about personality. But I did make a kind of short video about the 8 major theories of personality. A video here that I found about defense mechanisms, which might be really helpful. And then a little bit about assessment and Erickson. The In Pop Culture page, not as much here, but a couple of videos and movies highlighting the idea of personality. Key terms and review, everything I'd like you to know from this chapter. And then finally on the application page, I gave you some links to personality tests that you can take online. And these are things that will come back for the discussion that we'll talk about in a moment. So it might be kind of interesting and helpful, and you should end up taking one of these for your discussion this week as well. You also have 2 discussions, like always, discussion 11 and 12. So let's take a quick look at those together. For discussion 11, as always, watch my little introduction video. Make sure you're answering all the questions fully and really showing off your knowledge and comprehension. For this one, you're listening to 2 songs about being a teenager. You're going to get your country fix for this week. If you're not a big country fan, this might be all you can handle. But you're listening to 2 songs, which are linked right here. And then you're also going on a field trip to a store that sells birthday cards. If you are not comfortable going out, you are welcome to find cards online. You're welcome to find them virtually, or you can go to a store like a Walmart, Target, Hallmark, a grocery store, CVS, anywhere that sells cards. And then you're going to answer these questions. You're going to talk about how you can relate the songs to the materials that we have. And then you're going to look at the cards that you examine. What were the tone and focus and range, stereotypes? And then just for fun, if you had to be stuck at one age for the rest of your life, what age would you pick and why? So a couple of things here related to human development. Again, listening to songs, going and getting some cards. You don't have to buy them, just finding some cards. Or you can find them online. The other one for discussion 12 for this week is related to personality. So if we take a quick look at that, as always, again, watch my video. I look mischievous there. Watch my video. And then you're going to be thinking about the things that have contributed to your personality. So if you had to describe what has made you the person you are today, things that have shaped you, what would some of those key contributors be? I'd like you to share a minimum of 2 factors that have heavily contributed to or influenced your personality, and how, right? Describe a little bit. In the spirit of the trait perspective, I'd like you to describe yourself in 5 words. If somebody said, describe yourself in 5 words, what would you say, right? I think I would use things like sentimental, organized, hungry would be a good one for me. Hungry for life, hungry for food, right? Again, what words would you use, and then describe a little bit. And then to build on that, you're going to ask a couple of people in your life who know you in a different capacity to describe you in 5 words. Were they the same as yours? Were they different? Share your reactions and comments. And then you're going to be taking one of these personality quizzes, or one of the ones I linked on that final page of the lecture, and then describing which one you took, and your reactions, the interpretation if there was one, and so on. So when you're ready, you'll hit reply. And of course, don't forget to reply to a classmate to get those 2 points. Easy 2 points. You want to always make sure you're getting them. The other big thing that we have this week, of course, since we're in an even week, we do have an exam. Exam number 3, your second to last test that you will take in this class. So for this one, exam number 3, just like the others, you have a study guide to help you prepare. Just like the other exams, you get 1 attempt. You have 75 minutes to complete it. It's worth 75 points. And so make sure you're organized and ready to begin once you start. You only get that 1 attempt. So have good internet, a quiet place to take it. Don't wait till Sunday night to take it. Inevitably, right, with the wind or the weather, something will go wrong or the power will go out. So try and set yourself up for success. The study guide here, as always, will give you everything you need to know. If it is on the study guide, it will be on the test. If it's not, you can let it go and don't worry about studying it. So everything from chapter 9, 10, 11, and 12. And as always, you can use your notes in your book. But I would really recommend, as I have all semester, that you study and prepare. Make sure that you know every term on here. And if it were me, as I've said a few times, I would probably write all this out and have it in front of me, just so that I wasn't scrambling to try and find it and look it up during the exam. So definitely work on doing that. Get ready for the exam, study, prepare. I think you'll all do really well. In general, the scores for the exams have been really strong. I think they're very straightforward and clear as long as you have reviewed the information. Other than that, I will give you the extra credit question in a moment here, and I will, of course, post a recording of this later. There aren't very many of you on here with me today, which hopefully means most of you are feeling really good about the class and feeling good about, what's expected of you, or you're watching this later because you couldn't make it. But I will give you that information. A couple of quick reminders as we look ahead. Our next Twitch live stream will be on Wednesday, February 22nd at 11:30 in the morning as usual. So look forward to that for next week. Let me put that here in the chat. So our next Twitch live stream will be next Wednesday at 11:30. We'll go over some of the feedback from weeks 5 and 6, talking about our last 2 weeks. We only have 2 weeks left after this week is over. And of course, we have a couple more opportunities for extra credit. I'd also really like to beg is a strong word, but I'm going to remind you about your subscription. So a lot of you, there were about 30, 40 of you that were subscribed, and now I think we're down to about 3. So a 3 or 6 or something like that's a really low number. I'm having to go through and look all of you up individually, and it's taking me a really long time. So if you have the opportunity, I would really appreciate if you could go renew your subscription for one more month. Again, it should be free. You just have to go back onto Twitch, onto my channel, and renew it by clicking on that little purple drop-down bar and resubscribing for free with your Twitch and Amazon account. You only need to do this one more time since we only have like 2.5 weeks. But if you all can take a moment to do this sometime this week, it would save me so much time, and I would really greatly appreciate it. I know you all know how valuable time can be. And if you're watching this later, again, the only way to be getting extra credit is to have done that as well. So make sure that you have that all set so you can earn those 2 points for joining me here today on Twitch. Other than that, let me give you the extra credit question. And this was kind of short. Again, as we have hopefully settled into the semester, I hope most of you are feeling really good about the class, about the materials and content. Let me put this in the chat here for you. So one of the topics that we had for this week was on human development. So your week number 6 Twitch extra credit question is, what are Piaget's 4 stages of cognitive development? I'd like you to describe, sorry, I didn't put this all in here, and give me one feature or element of each stage. Okay, so tell me something going on in each stage. So what are the 4 different stages according to Piaget of cognitive development? And then give me one feature or element, describe what's going on in that stage. What's one of the like hallmark things that is going on? When you're ready to answer that, you'll go back to Canvas and you'll click on optional Twitch extra credit number 6, since we're in week number 6. And when you click on that, it will, as usual, bring up this little page where it reminds you of the things you need to do. But click on Start Assignment. And then you can type your response here in the box and hit Submit. Okay, and when you do that, you'll get the little confetti burst and rocket ships today randomly. And this is due by this Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. as well. So make sure that you do get that in so you can get those 2 points for joining me. And again, kind of short, we're at about 15 minutes, but that is everything that I wanted to share with you. If you have any questions for me, I will hang out for a few minutes. Otherwise, get going on week number 5 if you haven't already. Make sure you get going on week number 6. Don't forget about the exam, which is the big thing for this week. And then next week, we will talk about week 7 and 8 and kind of look at the final weeks of our semester that we have together. So again, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're hanging in there. I will hang out for a few minutes. There's only about 8 of you in here, but I will hang out if you have any questions for me. Otherwise, of course, you can always email me if you think of something later in the week. Thank you, Aubrey. You are welcome. And thank you to all of you who have joined me, or if you're watching this later, thank you for watching it. We definitely have less and less people each week, but I'm going to hope that just means that you are feeling good about everything. Yes, the Super Bowl was great. I mean, the game was great. The halftime show, I thought it was all right. Kind of so-so for me. And the commercials were all right. But the game was amazing. I definitely was glad that Mahomes won, and I had some great food and drinks, and it was great. I'm sad football's over now. Now I have to wait for baseball to start up in another month or so. So have a great day to you as well. I'm going to minimize my video, but I will hang out for a little while if you have any questions. Yeah, I thought it was okay as well. Definitely, cool that she was floating up in the air, on those platforms. But lip syncing was awful. It was very, very obvious that she wasn't singing, which is always a little bit disappointing, even though I think we all know that it's recorded ahead of time. Well, I am still here, so I just want to let you know that I am still here if you do have any questions. Otherwise, again, go get going on the materials. And yeah, have a great day for you as well. And I will hope to see you all next week for our next live stream.